I'm Renata Duma, interview coach. In episode 2, we talked about how your career success depends on certain biological factors, namely with how your brain is wired. We also talked about the fact that the way you've used your brain in the past, along with your innate proclivities, will dictate how you work and communicate in the workplace, and ultimately how successful you'll be. Now that we're on the same page and you understand the basic dilemma of all predominantly left-brained individuals, let's focus on the first task at hand, getting the job you want. Marketing you, or getting the job you want, is a skill. Most individuals just assume that they already know everything there is to know about it, and then wonder why they're having trouble getting hired or landing their ideal contracts. The truth is, the competition out there is fierce, and if you want to get hired over the next guy, or lots of guys rather, your approach has to be well thought out, professional, and expertly executed. Getting the job you want is basically a two-part process comprised of 6 steps. Part 1 is marketing you wisely, which includes steps 1 and 2, information gathering and your resume and your cover letter. Part 2 is closing the deal, which includes steps 3 to 6, research, your interview, closing the interview, and follow-up. Over the next several sessions, we'll look at all these topics and guide you step by step through the marketing you process so you can get the job you want with ease and certainty. So let's get started. Part 1. Marketing you wisely is the process of identifying all the components that make up the package called you, then identifying the channels of distribution necessary to bring you to the attention of your intended recipient. Part 2, closing the deal, means being successful in an interview with all that it entails and landing the job you want. Remember, marketing is not selling, and vice versa. If you don't do the right prep work that includes the right kind of research, gathering your marketing materials, and planning your strategy properly, you won't be able to sell yourself to a potential employer effectively, no matter how qualified you are for the job. The key is that interviewing well is a skill that needs to be learned just like any other. You wouldn't assume that just because you could hit a baseball that you could bat 1,000 without knowing the rules of the game. So why would you assume that you can ace an interview just because you may have the right qualifications for the job you're seeking? The good news is, anyone can learn how to market themselves successfully and ace any interview, but it will take time and effort. What to do next?